We just got back from Nepal, the trek of your life. It was a wonderful experience, combination of visiting downtown Kathmandu, going out into the countryside and volunteering at a school and doing some trekking. And it was just a wonderful experience. The hotels were excellent. We had the Hyatt to start with, and it was a great transition into the chaotic, distracting Kathmandu with the traffic and the people and everything, where you have more or less an oasis, a very nice place to go, quieting, a wonderful atmosphere and nice grounds.
Good food.
Yes, good food. And then we could leave the confines of the Hyatt and go out and venture forth into the local region. We saw the Durbar district, and that's where all the major temples are, and then we went shopping and did that. From there, we left Kathmandu and went up to the Shivapuri Heights Cottage, which is a lovely place outside of Kathmandu, much quieter, up in the hills. They don't call them mountains there, even though it's considerably higher than we're used to in the States. But doesn't bother, there's no problem with the altitude. You acclimate very quickly.
Yeah, my biggest concern was altitude the whole trip, and I never had any issue with altitude at all. If we felt a little breathy, they just told us to slow down. And the minute you do that, you don't have a problem at all. And I've never been in any altitude at all, and I had absolutely no problem. So
yeah,
it was good.
And our hosts at the Shivapuri Heights Cottage are very gracious, very helpful, and they open their house up to you. And it was really wonderful staying there. I'd stay there all week, but we had lots of things to do. The reason we stayed there was to go over and volunteer. We left. There were things I wanted to accomplish we didn't get a chance to accomplish because our time ran out. But I do have their email, and I do plan on talking to them and communicating with them to try and finish up what I think I didn't get a chance to do while I was still there. From there, we left and took a short flight on a small plane to Pokhara, which is the second largest city in Kathmandu, to go trekking. Another wonderful experience. Really lovely lodges that they're rustic, but they're very well maintained. So one of them is almost new. The food is excellent. The people take care of you. You really have nothing to worry about. And the trekking was just wonderful, and these stone paths that are hundreds of years old through forest and through the sun and up and down. Very easy to do. It's a challenge, but it's a good challenge. It was good.
We had a wonderful guide to help us with the trekking, and we were very well taken care of. And if anything was difficult, the guide would help us get up the step, get up the hill, or whatever it was. There was never an issue with that, and we were really very well taken care of.
He was very, very knowledgeable. So we basically, he'd hear us talking about something, and the next thing you know, he's pointing it out. Here it is, right here. Here's another one. You ask him a question about something you see, he usually always has the answer for what it is.
Yeah.
So it was just a wonderful experience.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Anything else?
Anything else? And after the trek, we went back to Kathmandu and stayed in a beautiful hotel overnight, and sort of could wind down and went home. And we're still talking about this wonderful trip, and we encourage everyone, conquer. There should be no fears in going on this wonderful journey, and follow us and do it yourselves. Yes, your perspective changed because you were in a totally different atmosphere where you saw a lot of poverty, but yet even with the poverty, you saw a lot of smiles and a lot of
the Nepalese people are very at peace. They're very industrious.
Lovely,
they're just seem to be a wonderful people. They're had pictures of children smiling. Everybody was smiling, so I never really saw
a lot of joy,
sad faces.
Right, they're a little different than when you come back and everybody's in their everyday life and
they're in a hurry. There really is no time there. Time is secondary to.
Right. So I
If
think our
that.
perspective changed, and I feel personally, I think you said you feel more peaceful. I feel much more peace and much happier, much a little bit more patient, a little quieter, which is hard to be for me. But it just, just we feel different.
Yeah.
We hope we can maintain this feeling.